The Library Surgery, Episode 3, Amber, the Home of Ambulance Service Research. Hello, and welcome to the Library Surgery Podcast. My name is Matt Holland, and I'm the Library Manager for LKS ASE. Today's talk is about Amber, the Home of Ambulance Service Research. This talk is aimed at researchers, but anyone involved in writing an undergraduate dissertation and anything upwards from that would probably usefully benefit from listening to it. So to start with, the library profession is sometimes better at describing what things are and how they work rather than what you can do with them. But if you stay with me for a bit longer, I want to give you some background to the repository, because unless you work in a university research department, you might not have heard about them or even know why they are so important. That, of course, is not your fault. It's just because repositories are new to the NHS. Are essentially databases of publications from one institution or a group of institutions. In our case, it's NHS ambulance services in England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. They exist to showcase the institution's research and give the institution some control over the exploitation of their published material. After all, they pay a lot of money for academics and researchers working in the NHS to write them. Amber is unique because the content is all about pre-hospital, paramedic, and ambulance service research. So it has two qualities, being an institutional repository for all research published by NHS staff employed by ambulance services, and a subject repository for paramedic research. Having got that out of the way, I just want to touch on another topic which is relevant: open access. This allows authors to pay the publisher of an article or a piece of research a fee called an article processing fee to release their published content so that it is free to you, the reader. This particular process is called Gold Open Access. Another approach is to post a version of the article, either a pre or post print, on a repository like Amber, which is also free to access. This process is called Green Open Access. Many publishers support this, although they may impose some conditions, such as a short embargo on your publication on a repository to enable the published article from their journal to get circulated. Repositories are also designed to handle documents of all types and formats. They can host posters, presentations, video, audio, and preprints. Preprints are a version of an article published for comment before publication. Again, most publishers now support posting preprints as part of the normal publication process, and it's certainly something we would encourage with Amber. At the end of this process, what have we got? Essentially a database dedicated to paramedic research that contains published and unpublished research with some full text. So where do we go from here? One place we want to go is to increase the amount of full text hosted on Amber. So we are appealing directly to authors to deposit unpublished posters and preprints with us. We will check the copyright situation for you to keep you within UK copyright law. All the evidence shows that if you do this, your research will reach a wider audience, be read more frequently, and cited more often. The other side is that students and other researchers get fast and easy access to your work. Just to put the icing on the research cake, you'll also get some feedback on your work through the metrics it generates. That's basically reads and downloads. And you will get a persistent URL, one which won't change, so that your work is always available and it's easy for you to cite. In our view, it's a win-win situation. Just to put in a word about research profiles, I have a research profile. Actually, I have three: an ORC-ID, a ResearchGate profile, and an Amber profile. I'm going to discount the ORC-ID for the minute as it really relates to the publication process. ResearchGate is more of a true profile, and our research on repositories yet to be published indicates that about 40% of NHS researchers have a ResearchGate profile. Amber has a research profile as well. If your work is published on Amber, you can create a profile and your work is added automatically to your profile in an online bibliography. So unlike ResearchGate, you don't have to add it yourself, and because librarians are adding the material on your behalf, the bibliography is always correct. In addition, it puts your profile where like-minded researchers will find you. So enough of the hard sell. Suffice to say, they both have value. You need one, and as they have slightly different audiences, possibly you need both. One final word before I get on to what you can do with Amber. It is a work in process and it contains 1,400 pieces of research at the moment, and we are still building it. Even though we add 5 or 10 pieces of research each week, there is a backlog and more research is being published all the time. So it's not definitive, but it's getting more complete all the time. Okay, that was by way of a very long preamble. What can you use Amber for? Well, it's a database dedicated to paramedic research, so you can use it for a few things. First of all, you can go idea fishing in Amber. It's a great place to do a bit of research for ideas for your projects, dissertations, and theses. It only has paramedic and ambulance research, so there is less noise than searching in a larger database such as CINAHL or Medline. It's easy to explore because the information is hyperlinked to other pieces of research, the subjects, authors, or journal titles. This way you can expand your research using the MESH subject headings, which we use in Amber, or look at what other authors have published. MESH is medical subject headings, which is a whole other topic and may be covered in a future podcast on searching. For now, you'll have to take my word for it that is a good thing. You can probably hear the inverted commas. It's also easy to export results and add them to your reference management software if you use one with your other searches. One thing that some users have struggled with is the search, which is a little bit different. There is a guide to the search on the website, which will help you to narrow down your search if you're getting too many results, or expand it if you're getting too few results. It's very simple to do. I know some users had a light bulb moment once they've actually read the guide. The alternative is to search through Google, and there is a link to an NHS repositories Google search on the LKS ASE website, which does just that. Finally, Amber is integrated into the Knowledge for Library Hub, so one way or another, you should find a search solution that suits you. Is Amber better than CINAHL or Medline? Just to be clear, Amber isn't the only place you need to search. It's a complement to other databases. So you need to search all relevant sources or use the Knowledge and Libraries Hub, which searches multiple databases concurrently. And if the hub is new to you, you just need an NHS Open Athens account, and there is a link to it on the library website. Amber is good for other things as well. If you're writing for publication, it could help you answer questions around where to publish your research beyond the Journal of Paramedic Practice or the British Paramedic Journal, although those are both excellent destinations. As you search in Amber on the left-hand menu, the journals appear in the order of most frequently published in to least frequently published in, which gives you an idea of the destinations chosen by other authors. If you search for the star character alone, you can see a list of all the journals in the whole database. You can also search authors who are writing in your area, or if you are interested to find out what other people have published. So that is, for now, a whistle-stop tour through NHS repositories and Amber. Do have a look for yourselves. There's a link on the library website, although it's quite easy to remember. It's https://amber-openrepository.com. Thank you for listening. Bye-bye.